on, we have to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but y'all have to wait.
Who's coming up here for a selfie?
Who wants to be with us on this selfie here?
Come up here.
Come.
It's the only time. DJ Al Wapi.
Jump in.
Come in here,
Are we here?
Yeah, there we are.
Okay, I'm waiting. Are you here?
DJ Al is here.
He wants to cry. Okay, let me make sure we do this.
You guys love Kalekye, I know.
Yeah,
so this is nice, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. That's good.
Okay,
You know,
let's
I've
have
always
everybody
wanted
here.
to own a selfie stick.
There we go.
Awesome. All right. The grand entrance. Well. All right, let me take this off and
I only do things in a big way.
Yes, you do,
swear.
girl.
But you guys look nice.
You look really nice.
Lovely to see you.
And you too. Yeah. It's been ages.
Yeah.
Right, so these guys don't know, but we're not going to get into that too much. Kalekye and I used to be workmates.
Yeah. We did.
And so we've been trying to get this happening for so many years. And finally, here you are.
Here I am.
I'm so honored, and
Thank
it is
you.
our pleasure to host you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You are having a beautiful year.
I thank God.
Tell me.
It's one of those years where you kind of have a conversation with God, and then you know half the time you don't think He's really listening. Yeah. Then He says, "Oh, that's what you want, ma. Here you go." So the year started off great with me celebrating losing 40 kilos at 40 years old. Yeah.
And what a party.
Yeah, and then I threw the biggest party of 2016, the all-white party, 40 or 40 party.
Yeah.
And that was really just my way of saying that I need to celebrate two big things in my life. I've turned 40. I've lost 40 kilos. I never imagined that I would lose the 40 kilos. And then 40 is just one of those things that comes up and you're like, every woman wants to cry when they turn 40. And I was like, no.
Right, you celebrated and
celebrating.
You told the whole world.
40 years is not an easy feat.
No,
so
absolutely.
I
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy
it's your birthday year.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Thank you.
Really great idea, though.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because Kalekye, you know, you were trending for like a whole 40 days.
Yes.
For real. It was awesome.
That was a strategy that I picked up and learned how to go with. I mean, great teasers, great way of making everyone just wonder what's that about. And actually, I have the fans to thank for the way I put that party together, because the minute I was putting out photos of myself in studio as usual, they were like, what's going on there? What's your little secret? And I was like, they have an idea.
Yeah.
My little secret. Let's unveil it. Oh my God, I'm turning 40. So it actually, thank you. Thank you very much.
I love this audience. They're awesome. They're awesome.
You're the bomb. I want all your numbers.
Let's go back, honey. I know. Let's go back. I think a lot of people know you because, of course, you have been in the limelight for many years.
Yeah.
Your story starting and wanting to become a journalist, wanting to do what you do now, where did you start with all of that?
Would you believe that I knew I wanted to be on radio by the time I was 9 years old? Listening to VOK, Voice of Kenya.
Yeah.
At 4 o'clock, you come home from school and there was beat time. And I remember I used to wonder, like, how did they get to be so cool? And I've loved music. My father loved music. I had lots of vinyl, so I grew up listening to 60s and 70s music. And so I knew that the minute, like, the DJ would play Pointer Sisters, and I'd be like, I want to be that person playing that music. I knew from then. And of course, at that time, even when you tell your parents, when I grow up, I want to be in the radio, they go, child, you are going to go to school and you're going to do what I tell you to do.
Right.
So that journey, even getting to say I want to do a degree in communications, there was only one campus at the time offering that. And my parents are like, no, you're going to go to USIU where your brothers have gone and you're going to pick something there. And I remember going and looking at the coursework and going, what am I going to choose? And it was almost like an inky pinky ponky, because I really didn't want to do anything. And so I ended up doing international relations and figured that, well, this has a lot of politics, debating. Sounds like something I could do. Talking to people on radio is talking.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. Then I finished, gave them their degree and went off to my journey to look for what I wanted. But it took 5 years to even get a break. 5 years.
Wow.
In those 5 years, I worked with homeboys. I managed them in the hope that since they had a job playing at Capitol, they would get me in. That didn't work.
Right.
Then I moved to work as a sound engineer. I was now trained as a sound engineer at Rough Cuts Productions.
Really?
Yeah.
So you do all this stuff that we're doing
all
here?
this stuff y'all are doing. I know.
Oh, nice. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Sound is hard.
It is hard, but it's beautiful being able to soundscape, especially recreating the sound of this room with your audience and the sound of the lights and everything. And that used to exhillerate me.
We have Masua to thank.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very
Masua
much.
And Al,
what up?
Thank you. Come out.
And so, you know, that was tedious work because some nights I'd be working 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. And of course, my parents are going, first of all, what is that? We never see you. What's going on? But my plan was, if I learn the background of what sound is and I can direct people, when I get in front of a mic, because I believed I would, then it would be easier for me. And sure enough, by the time I got my break, winning the Radio Idol at Capital FM, I had an advantage because I knew how to edit, I knew what the quality of sound should be like, quality control. So it made my life a lot easier. And during the 5 years I'd given up, I think later in retrospect I say, God was just preparing me. And I know a lot of people want things to happen now, especially the millennials. I'm sorry, but it is true. You want things to happen now.
Instant.
It doesn't work like that. I love my hair. I had to cut my hair because I couldn't afford it. And when I could afford it, I would buy the relaxer and do it at home and burn. But anyway, you know, I'd try. And I remember that I looked for karaoke work, just using the talent I had to sing so that I could make that extra 2,000 bob a week so that I use that as my bus fare. So my little salary of 10,000 as a graduate, having worked 2 years, would be what I save. Because I was like, I'm going to do this. And if I'm going to do this, I'm going to move out of home where I can do what I want. It took time. It took 5 years to get a foot in the door. And when I got a foot in the door, did about 3 months at Capitol after I won and the breakfast show. And then things weren't working there. I moved to KISS. I told them I want to move. They told me, it's good, we like your voice, but we don't have a show for you. Come do news. I was like, new who?
Really? After all that?
After all that. And I was like, okay, it's a foot in the door, big station, take it. A lot of people would say, do you know I did breakfast at Capitol? No, take it. And I did. And I did news for 8 months. And it was not easy. I had to learn sports. I had to do everything just to prove myself. And at the same time, beg for a radio show on the weekend. And that begging for that radio show on the weekend is what now potentially got me to be able to be recognized enough to get that other show.
Wow.
It's a long journey.
It's a long journey, but you made it, girl. And we love it. We do. And I think that's what people don't know. They heard you, you were on radio,
they didn't know.
You became a fixture in our lives, actually. So it was, right? Am I right? Every time you're on drive, you hear Kalekye, she's there, and you're just like, perfect. But to get to that spot as well, even when you're already on air.
Even just being on air and just proving yourself, even to the point where we could now move to breakfast. It took 8 years to move. You know, that's not easy. It's not. 8 years is a long time, and most people would again have given up. But I'm glad that I did get to move, and I'm glad that I did do 2 years at breakfast. And then at that point, I had told God that at 40, I want to retire from employment. I'd said this, at 40, I want to, you know those jokes? Hey, then God now presents you with a situation. And you're like, hiya, you mean you are really listening? And you know, it's time for you to do what you have to do. And a lot of people are like, you just left us like that. And I'm like, even if I prepared you, y'all wouldn't have been ready. You would not have been ready.
I wasn't ready.
But the beauty about now being out there on my own and doing my things my way is that I now get to own my own radio show, which is now online. Yes, you can tune in. I'm back on radio. So I'm online on a station called What's Good Radio.fm. And the show is once a week, so I still get to do something I love, even if I'm not there the entire week. Fridays, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. It's called Live and Direct. We take on the whole week and just go live and we go direct. We ask the question that everyone's thinking, but no one's daring enough to ask.
We're waiting for that.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Awesome.
I could be calling you. Do something. Do something. I'll call you.
I'm going to sit here politely, all right, and just do this, right?
Okay.
Now, honey, looking at your life over the last decade or so, how has it changed? You, and how has it changed in terms of the way people approach you?
I think the one thing that I was never ready for. Having said that, I want to be on radio, I want to do this. I was never ready for how people react when they meet me.
Yeah.
And the excitement, and I'm always like, but imagine I'm just a human being, guy, and then I'm looking at someone behind me, you know, it's, that I'm never ready for. And then now having lost the weight, the fact that people go, get out of here, no way, that can't be you. Then you know how, it's been over a year now and I've managed to maintain the weight. And I've forgotten what I looked like. So when they're going, and they're going, Kwani, how did I used to look? Like, what's up with that reaction? Like, come on.
People see you differently.
Yes,
don't you? You've realized that, right?
Do.
But you look amazing, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And for keeping it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have a YouTube channel now.
Yes, I do.
The Me I Want.
The Me I Want. Again, thank you very much, because it's all as a result of the fans. Having looked at the change and seen who I was, they were like, how did you do it? How did you do it? And I realized I couldn't keep answering one by one to everybody. So I thought to myself, what's the quickest way to do this? And believe me, this was like barely 2 weeks after my birthday. I was like, oh my gosh, I have something else to plan. I was going to sleep for a month. I've been planning this for so long. And so I had to sit and ask myself, what do these people want? A lot of people say they just want to lose weight. But that's not going to work. You lose weight, then what? Been there, done that. I mean, in my life, I'd oscillated so many times. I'm like, I lose the weight, then I relax, then I go back. So for me, it's about being the best version of yourself there ever could be. Yeah? And that's why I love being on Better Living, because that's what we're doing.
I listen to you all day. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so it was as a result of people asking for this, and I figured the Me I Want says, you can be the best version of yourself there ever could be. Body, mind, and soul. It's all three parts, because if your mind is not in the right place, and for me, when people ask me, how did you do it? It was here. I made a decision, and I said, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna go through with it, and I'm like, for once, let's just get this weight over and done with, and let's just see what happens, and what's so cool on the other side of town, you know? And then from there, of course, I needed a lot of soul, I needed a lot of God to keep me strong, to make sure that I follow through on my eating plan, and just making sure that I do the right thing, keep the right friends around me. And so the Me I Want is about sharing that with people and saying, you can do it. You can be the best version of yourself. What are the tools? If I can empower you and I can help you change your life, my life on earth is done. God can take me if I can do that. Period.